What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We are now doing episode 2 of WWE 2K26 GM mode ChatGPT War Room Edition. All right, so to catch you guys up, there's some things I took care of off camera, so I want to point out what those were. They're still kind of here, so I'll tell you how I fix those. And you need to be aware of this because you may have to do the exact same thing. Then we'll jump into booking the show and then the matches for the week. So the problem that we ran into is as I was editing the show last night, I was concerned because I forgot that I did not tell ChatGPT who was faces and who was heels. And I was right. We are extremely face heavy. If you look at our roster right now, if you was to count all of these, you would see that we have a very big imbalance. Now we are level as far as men and women. We have 22. We have 11 each. But we have 9 male faces and only 2 male heels, and 6 female faces and only 5 female heels. That is a big imbalance. You want them to be as even as possible. So we started evening that out, and you're going to finish seeing the rest of that because now it's going to involve turning some people. So to start that imbalance, the women was close. So the women had 6 faces, 5 heels. So we went and we got Trish Stratus here, who evens us out. She's an immortal. I was bringing immortals in anyway, so we got Trish. We only signed Trish for 5 weeks. We're going to get some more cash in the bank. Then we're going to renegotiate that contract. And to start that for the men, we went ahead and added Bubba Ray Dudley as a face. And then we're going to change some people, so you will see that now in the episode. That is a costly mistake because if it's still the same price as it was last year, that means that turning them is going to cost me about $30,000. And if we do this right, we are going to need to do those heel turns now. And I think I still have to wait and turn 1 next week because we're going to turn the Street Profits. But the Street Profits, both of them have to turn. And I only have 3 promo slots. So with that being said, let's jump into booking the show. All right, so first off, we're just going to set up these heel turns. And what I'm going to do is tell ChatGPT, we don't have any choice this week. We have to turn them. We see his answer, but I know he's going to agree. So we're going to roll change Carmelo Hayes. We're going to take him from a face to a heel. And as last year, that's a $10,000 change. Then we are going to change Ilya Dragunov and his role. So we're going to take him from a face to a heel as well. Then we're going to turn Montez Ford. And take him from a face to a heel. And then next week, because I'm out of slots, then we will turn Angelo Dawkins. They need to match being that they are a tag team. And then that should balance it out. All right, so now that we got all that out the way, the next thing that we will look at is our show logistics. What can we upgrade to right away? Right now, nothing, because we have to have 3 assets and we have to have 100K. We have the 100K, just not the 3 assets. So we're stuck with tier 1 at least for the next 2 weeks. Then we should be able to do that. So now that we know what our logistics are, we have a few power cards. 1 I already used because I had to get another 10 scouts to be able to pull our immortals. So that was I Know a Guy 3. We've done that. And then we will put these into practice here when the time is right. The one common mistake that everybody makes is they pay power cards too early. So like Network Special, we got 2 of those and they use those strategically to pull those fans. So now let's go ahead and book out the rest of the show. All right, so when booking up the show, the one thing that we do try to do is we will try to do all of the commissioner's goals if possible. He's come with a doozy this week because he wants us to have one 5-way match this week at least. So the things you didn't show, what I tell ChatGPT is morale and stamina, which they're all going to be full right now because we're just starting. Everyone's going to be optimistic. I tell them to show logistics, which is what tier that we're in, also what our current budget is and what our power cards are, and also tell him what I suggest that we use power card wise that week, which I suggest that we go ahead and use one of Birth of a Legends early and then the next one the mid-season. All right, so the first match we're going to make is going to be a title match. It's going to be between Ilya Dragunov and Chris Sabin. There's Chris. So that's going to be a men's title match. Lock that in. Our second match is going to be Women's World Championship match between Bianca and Asuka. Put the title on the line. And then we're going to go for a tag team championship match between the Street Profits and Rey Fenix and Carmelo Hayes. All right, and so then after that, and we're going to make the main event the 5-way that the commissioner wanted to have. This is going to be exciting because it's the first time ever we've been able to book one of these. Let me go and sort by. Wrong button. Gonna make it quicker. So all of my ladies here, we're gonna have Io Sky. It's gonna be a female 5-way. Liv Morgan, Michin, Alexa Bliss, and Stephanie Vaquer. That would be our 5-way clean match. No titles on the line. I don't know why this keeps happening. No run-ins. All right, so here is our card for the first week. And now this is showing off the ability to do double booking, because as you can see, we have Montez here, and we also have his role change. Now, I think what I want to do to make this even better, because of the fact that he's going to change roles, opener, that we want this role change to happen before his match. So I'm going to switch him in Ilya's place. And that way he'll do the role change. He will be heel, which still doesn't work really as what I'm thinking because of the fact that Montez. So we're going to switch that again. I was thinking wrong. I'm thinking that Dawkins is already healed, but he's not. So we want the role change to stay after his match so that the synergy is going to be good. It's probably going to ding us a little bit, though, because of the fact that they are all faces at this point. Let me see if I can actually make a suggestion on that. Who else would we have? I know that's what we want in there, but we will get dinged seriously. So let's figure that out. So what we're going to do, we're just going to change this match altogether. We don't want to risk being able to have a good match. This will exactly rate like a 1.5. So we're just going to completely change this match altogether just so we stay good. So now we're going to have John Cena versus Drew McIntyre for that mid-card match right there. And main event would be the females. So what I'm thinking is I'm trying to stay within the curve. This is what you have to think about. John Cena is a 25. Drew is a 15. Our openers is a 10 and 20, but it is a championship match. There just could be a normal match. My thought pattern would be to switch these two. Since there's a title match going into a co-main event, we'll switch that. I could be wrong, but if I know this curve right, that's exactly how it should be. And we should not get bad booking or bad opener, especially if they tear down the house with that match. All right, then we have role changes, Carmelo, Ilya, and Montez, and then our main event. And I think that we're good. All right, so let's go ahead and lock this in. Tells you about starting the show. Here's your show snapshot where you can get a quick overview of everything. So basically, it's just going to show us everything that we have here. So we have our matches to the left, the arena that we're stuck in right now because we can't upgrade right now, our special effects, and then exactly how much the show is going to cost us. So this show is going to cost us $30,000. When it comes to watching matches, I usually simulate everything. But when it gets to a match that we've never had before, we will go ahead and spectate on that match. All of these are regular matches except for the 5-way. So I think that we'll go ahead and we'll watch the 5-way since we haven't been able to see one of those on the game before. Let's go ahead and confirm the booking. And here we go. Here, welcome to our first show. Here we can choose to simulate, spectate, or even play matches. And this is where viewers will come to rate the matches and promos you booked. So, and this is Don't Be Surprised Harsh Critics. We will have Harsh Critics. So basically, we're going to go ahead and start simulating this, and we'll watch the 5-way and see how we end up. All right, so match 1, opener, Ilya Dragunov versus Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin wins that mediocre match. Didn't expect that to happen. But as determining the match ratings, there are many things fans can consider when rating your matches. So they look at things like class, role matchups, match types, popularity, and more. This means we're probably going to end up getting a bad booking because of the fact that that is, unless every other match, but I doubt it. So maybe John Cena should have been first, but we'll take it. So he's mediocre, 2 stars. New rivalry did start, so that is good. All right, so on to the role change. He said it was a week, but we did get him changed to heel. Mid-card 2, John versus Drew McIntyre. I'm sure it's going to pull more than a 2-star. And it absolutely did, 2.5. So right now we have bad opener just because of that 2.5 star. Our rivalry did start, which is good. All right, so Ilya Dragunov, he was okay. He did switch roles there. And our third match, Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the championship. Asuka wins, new champ, 3.5 stars, great. New rivalry began. That's what we want, but that one totally outshone. So maybe that one should be up there. We'll get this all figured out as we go along. It's kind of touch and go in your first week, but great match there. All right, so then Montez changed, says his promo was weak, but we got him to be a heel with what we need. And now we come to the main event, which is the 5-way match between Io Sky, Liv Morgan, Michin, Alexa Bliss, and Stephanie Vaquer. We'll go ahead and spectate this match. Here we go.
They say 3's a crowd, but the 5th wheel in this match is so often the wild card. It just adds that extra element of unpredictability that makes this match so thrilling.
Wow, this is a new thing for us here at GM mode. Fatal 5-way. Oh, Stephanie Vaquer doing the devil's kiss already. That did not take long at all. Oh, got a first pin. Oh, nope. This is not going to happen here today. Ooh.
Wants to regroup and recover.
And she's returning fire. And that's got to disrupt Stephanie's focus. Yeah, Alexa just ramped up her intensity.
Got kind of a double team going on here.
Right to the kidneys from behind.
Springboard misses the target. That was a vicious landing.
Liv going with the 3 amigos.
Coming back from that.
They used every muscle to deliver those suplexes. Barrage. Right on the chops.
And Liv dodges that one.
Is this it? Is this the end? But meanwhile, Alexa Bliss. She's got her in her clutches. Agility like that, easier said than done, gentlemen.
Three Amigos once again. This should also be no DQ, which it is, being that it's fatal 5-way. So anything goes in this match.
Nothing worse than a devastating suplex.
The ref is just there to count the pinfall.
Chaining attacks together.
Out of the blue, Bliss gets countered. Oh, a stiff kick. Oh, what a clubbing blow. Return fire from Michin.
Oh, shot with so much force.
Fends it off. Good counter. This is a situation you want to avoid.
Oh, smash right into those steel steps, man.
But then to Sky. Oh! Blow to the breadbasket. Stephanie looking to embarrass her opponent. She's choosing to leave the ring now.
Gesturing to her opponent that she's more than ready.
Three Amigos again. Man, they're really spamming this move.
Series of suplexes shifting all the momentum in their favor here.
Throwback to Eddie Guerrero. May he rest in peace.
You fire a shot like that to completely immobilize your opponent. A quick reversal from her. She left herself open. From the apron. But meanwhile, here's Sky.
Once again.
To devastating effect.
Like a missile through the air. How disorienting. You don't know where you are following that. And she slides her back to the mat. Shut the door. This could be over. Bringing up the pin right there.
Oh, taking advantage with a clubbing blow.
Oh, Liv got caught with a reversal.
In the corner now. She needs to fight out of it. Oh, jarring
Ooh,
back.
looking good, looking good.
As their opponent in position, double underhook applied. Butterfly backbreaker. Things are looking a little rocky for her.
Oh, coming at you.
And what a hell of a combination. Oh, it's coming. Michin with the defeat. Dio's in dire straits.
All right, Michin goes down for the cover. Interrupted by Stephanie Belair.
Super.
Oh, nice.
Turn the lights on, Morgan. Got this.
That'll break up the pin.
I think Stephanie would have been pinned there if it wasn't for Michin breaking it up.
Oof. Knee directly to the breadbasket.
And another. Oh, launching himself from the ropes. Kick to the leg, bunch of strikes now, and a basement drop kick.
Once again, Three Amigos. It's what, the fifth time?
Morgan starting to get the crowd involved.
And heavy hands to follow. Driven face first.
Michin from the middle rope. Let's see if that can be enough to do it.
Sharp elbow to the gut turns that one around. Shoulders are down.
The AR in this game always kills me because it picks the wrong time to taunt.
Slides under the ropes. Back into the ring. Stiff headbutt. To the midsection double underhook. Butterfly. Lung blower. Good luck breathing after that. Fights the shoulder up and one.
Clearly still very much in this fight. Shote uppercut.
And the combination offense was on display there.
Stephanie starting here.
See that right there. She should be in there trying to get the pin. EO is there though, but she was out here too busy taunting. Oh, this could be it. No one else is in the ring. Abigail. Nope, it's gonna be broke up. Let's see what we get here.
Goes for the suplex. Power up high.
Oh, counters.
Getting carried to a vulnerable position here. Driving face first. Using the hair to drag their opponent down. Oh no, look at this.
Opponent taken down and now moving into the coaching clutch.
And she puts an end to the submission hold. Oh, nice scoop roll up for the win. And disrupts the count.
It's not over yet. What's looming for Stephanie here?
Jumping neck breaker. Ouch. And it's Meechin looking for the win. Been broken up. She saw to that. She's got her here. EO in an inescapable position. Meechin with a defeat. Is victory close? This could be it.
EO has a pin. Oh, last second. It was almost done.
Fends off the attack with an elbow. Continuing to work on their opponent's arm. Effectively targeting the arm. Pivotal pin. Liv might be done here. She kicks out with force.
Not an easy escape, but staying alive for the moment here.
Return fire from Meechin. Make sure you protect your neck. She gets put in the corner. Oh, look at that scope slam. Sweeps the legs. Crushing double stomp.
Stephanie's dizzy. Oh, I thought she was going to have right there. She came out of it.
With a midsection double underhook. Butterfly. Lung blower. Good luck breathing after that. Might have her shoulders down. Stopping the ref there.
She's not
There comes two, just enough time.
She's helpless here.
The Amigos once again.
But me
hooks the arms, transitioning cruiserweight backslide.
EO has a pin. Almost.
She had to kick out there.
She's trying one more time. Meechin with it defeat. That couldn't. And it's Meechin looking for the win. That breaks the count. This match continues on.
All right, just Liv and Io in the ring. How long that's gonna last? Oh, she throws her off. This is why I don't understand about the AI. Right there to just suplexed her, try to pin her.
Quick thinking that time. Back into the ring she goes.
And I think the focus is being placed on her core here. A truly rough blow to her head, which appears to be the main target here. With the bullet train.
Sky might be looking to fly. Oh.
Here we go. Finisher time. This should be it. Oh, Liv has enough to kick out. I thought Io had it right there.
Impressive kick out. Io clearly thought that would be it, guys. She has to be frustrated now.
Sister Abigail.
DDT. Will that overtake Michin?
Got the leg. Bang and screw. That'll tear your knee up. Gets clobber with the axe handle. Uh-oh.
She evades the attack.
There's the Three Amigos again. Io is stunned and no one's trying to pin her.
Liv trying to rally the WWE Universe behind her. DDT.
Okay, Alexa goes for the pin. Io's up though. We'll break it up.
But then to Sky. Oh, she was ready with the counter.
Has them hooked. Uh-oh.
Sister Abigail again.
Bliss
Makes the pin. This might be
Bliss has the pin. Did this be it?
And she just broke it up.
Oh, Michin breaks it up. This is a good match. You get a good screening on this one.
to their corner. What are we going to see?
Jumping complete shot.
Stephanie with a cause for concern.
Makes the cover.
Goes to cover. Nope, just broken up.
This match alive. And back elbow creates separation. Both knees into the face. Jumping stop to the gut.
2-on-1 and double face plant. A stomp to the gut turns things around. Michin just looking to humiliate her opponent.
All right, everybody's down except for Io and Michin.
Out of the turnbuckle. Overhead suplex.
And just Showtime uppercut. Showtime strikes. What's Morgan preparing here?
Three Amigos again. They love spamming this move.
Just a battering strike.
Oh, reversal catches Alexa. Bliss unprepared for this. Incredible. Liv taking a moment to see if fans will show some love. A great evasion through the legs. Double underhook carefully applied, muscling up their opponent.
Put your head in the corner. Something's coming.
And we just saw some serious offense. These will keep you down.
Another attack to the head has to be pretty dazed now.
McCurr surprises her. Whoa! Sunset bomb. Adrenaline pumping. Here she goes. Top rope from the top. Elbow drop.
All right, anybody gonna pin anyone? Let's see. No, they switch and Liv's too busy taunting outside the ring.
Turns the tables with an elbow to to the gut.
Liv Morgan. Now we have Liv Morgan. Can Liv put things away here? Got a hold of her. Looking for the suplex all the way up. Look at this power. Oh, no.
This could do it.
Middle rope.
Stephanie has a pin.
Might end this. And stops the pin. A little too
It's
close
broken
for
up.
comfort for her. She's being set up. And a suplex.
Taking a timeout, it seems. She may be looking to recuperate.
Measuring it up one more time. And then back to Meechin.
Io's got to dig deep now.
Kick to the midsection.
DDT. That will stop you. Knees right in the cheekbone.
There it is. Reversal. The body continues to take a toll. You can just see the complete agony written on their face.
All of those targeted attacks on the body, on their midsection. Just a complete lack of remorse here.
She's headed out of the ring. Countouts are not a factor for her. Look out! Whoa, look out! As I'm hooked from the barricade, belly to back suplex.
I don't know the plan.
Look out!
Perfectly executed moonsault.
That found the mark, but I don't know who got the worst of it.
From the heavens!
Through the air, and connects! And here we go, returning to the ring. Flat.
Hoisted up, but too heavy, and now counted out! Oh, that was a big club, bud. Look at this, Meechin is holding in.
She's trying one more time. Meechin takes defeat. Meechin put a stamp on this one.
Meechin have it this time. No, gets broken up.
Oh, yeah. Not a...
Sister Abigail.
And that can keep Meechin down.
Another breakup.
Then back to... Io looking for a submission, face first. Elbow to the heart. And you can tell that she's really hurting. The targeted attacks on her torso have been non-stop. Yeah, she's going to have to be taped up for weeks at the very least. Drop kick to her face.
That was not the time for that.
In-ring IQ on display there.
Sweeps the legs. Crushing double stomp. Liv's got a hold of her.
Three Amigos once again.
Liv Morgan, a hammerlock into an SOS. Jumping complete And we see more attacks being directed at the torso.
Really trying to drain as much stamina as possible. Opponent taken down, and now moving into the...
Breaking the hold here.
Damn, that was close.
Kick to the midsection, sunset flip.
And shifting over for the cover.
But meanwhile, here's Michin. Michin's shoulders are down.
Adjusting their opponent against the turnbuckle. Here's that. She's got a rapid coaching clutch. Here we go, baby.
She taps out.
Io Sky wins by submission. All right, this is why we spectate most of the matches, but I wanted to see what the new match is about. Io Sky pulls off the win. Looks like we're going to pull a disappointing. So you never know what we're going to get on these. I don't agree. I thought that match was great, but we only got a 2-star, which is a disappointing rating. We did get a rivalry started out of that. That is good. I don't agree with that. So now we're going to get a bad booking because our opener and our main event was overshadowed by the mid cards, which I didn't anticipate that at all. So we'll go ahead and simulate the rest of the card. Looking at what Raw had going on there. Here's WCW. And because of our bad booking, we're probably going to land in probably second or third. So right here, the post-show breakdown is where we begin to break down the show, and the graph shows us all the displays and what happened. So basically, we got a poor finale. I thought it would ding us a bad card altogether, but it did not. We only got a 2.0 for the first, a 2.5 for the second, a 3.5 for the third, and a 1.5 for the main event. The main event I thought was good. Didn't anticipate that. So that just shows you how this game is. It's really hard. So basically, the third match should have been put to number 1, and then we should have buried the 5-way in the middle. But we'll get better as we go along. So let's see where we landed. We gained, let's see, this board has even changed a little bit because usually it tells us what our total fans is. So now it's at the bottom. So we gained 23,120 fans, which gives us a total fans of 1,023,120. All that's telling us how to raise our viewership, which is basically making sure that our opener and our closer is good. Social media, which we pay attention to. I do read some of these, see boring shows. SmackDown give us some real fights. It is week 1, so you tend to get that a lot. Had a good day in the ring against Drew McIntyre. Stephanie Verkaren and Michin gave Io Sky a real run for their money. So we read some of those because it does tell us where the fans are thinking and where we could go next if a match worked, if it didn't work, things of that nature. We did have a profit gain of 26,809, so we lost no money. So we got that total budget of 693,809. So that is good there. So as we go along, we're tightening up these matches a little bit. Raw came in with 47,620. So we definitely going to be like third place probably at this point. They lost money in $19,334, but they did get 1,047,620 fans. So they outdid us by about 20,000 fans there. WCW gained 35,370, 1,035,370 is their total fans. They did make money at $39,000 there. And NXT came in with 34,880 fans, total fans 1,034,880. They gained money at 26,220. So that actually is going to probably put us in dead last place. So we completed our goal. We get a power card every time we do that. So we got bad advertising with a selected opposing brand who must use a tier 1 advertising logistic during next week's show. Not a good card to use right now. We're all sitting on logistic ones right now. just as suspected, we are in fourth place. We're about 11,760 behind third, 12,250 behind second, and 24,500 behind first. So my goal always is to catch the next person ahead of me. So that'll be Nick Aldis. No sweat is early. Doesn't matter where you start, matters where you finish. So we're not doing bad. Season 1, week 2, 3 weeks to Battleground means we have 2 weeks until we go to our go home show. Let's see what emails that we got. It's telling us about understanding superstar morale. It goes through all these things. I tend to skip through them because I played this game before, but it's basically up to us to keep our people happy. And then we'll handle it as it comes. But sometimes they get low morale. They'll come and ask for money or request certain things. Triple H says Sabin versus Drogonov is okay to match up rule breakers against each other or to have a contest between fan favorites. Just be aware that your audiences will always respond best to rule breakers against fan favorites. We do know that is true. And he says sometimes we have to put those matches on, which we did because we had to change a bunch of people into heel. So that did kind of hurt us there with that. So we had no choice but to put some faces against faces this week. Montez Ford says, listen, McIntyre is a stand-up guy and I can't stand seeing a total fake like Cena getting one over on him. Give me a chance to help McIntyre even the score. I want to make things much harder for John by targeting him with a run-in in the next 2 weeks. So usually with these type of requests, we try to honor them. It does start or keep a rivalry going. So I will tell him that I'll make that happen. And then that will go into our journal. We want to try to comply as much as possible to keep them happy because once the morale drops so low, they start creating problems and we have to either fire them or they leave. Montez comes back and says, good, an alliance against Cena should knock the smile off his face. And that's all that we got for that week. All right, so I know we came in fourth, but that wasn't too bad of a week, especially starting out. So now we'll move on to week 2. So let's start with booking those. All right, before we book this next one, just to give you guys some insight of what we type into ChatGPT, I have to give him all of the stats of the matches. So who won the matches, what the total fan count was, what we gained, what the opposition gained, what the star quality for each match was. And then we go on to the next week. So I have to tell them exactly like what promises. Like we promised Montez he'll do a run-in on John Cena in 2 weeks, what the current rivalries are, the stamina of each person, the morale, and what our current logistics are, as well as the power cards that we still have. What this does is give ChatGPT the whole picture of what the last show was so that we can go off and we can make a better show next week based off that. So let me give you some things that ChatGPT said back, just showing you guys how you put the correct information in, what you get out. So I'm doing a lot more talking about this now. We won't in weeks to come, but just to give you guys an idea of how it works. So he says week 1 wasn't bad. The show had 4 rivalries start. You completed the commissioner goal and you made money. The only real problem was the main event underperforming, which happens sometimes with multi-person matches. The important part is you're only 24K fans behind first place, which is extremely recoverable in a 50-week season. Now we pivot to week 2, rivalry building and fan recovery. First question, Montez Ford run in. Yes, promise Montez to run in. You already planned to turn Angelo Dawkins heel this week, which completes the Street Profits alignment. The run in will increase Montez morale, start or escalate a rivalry, help the tag division, and we will execute it this week so the promise is fulfilled immediately. So he is right about that. So as soon as I told Montel, yes, we're going to do that, Montez's morale increased dramatically. The commissioner goal, we must book Zoey Stark. She is the least popular superstar, so she must appear in a match. Stamina protection, 2 people need protection, Bianca Belair and Ilya Dragunov, 44 and 45. Once their numbers get about 45-ish, but definitely in the 40s, they are in danger usually of getting hurt, so we would protect them at that point. And he says neither should wrestle this week. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys that insight. So if you want to see anybody else who's using ChatGPT, go, it's like give me everything that they should be giving me. You're not putting in the right information. So every match, you don't see this as behind the scenes, but I have to put that stuff in. All right, so I just wanted to point that out. Let's go ahead and book week 2's show. See if we can make it better than week 1. Our first match, which is the opener, we're going to go ahead and do Chris Sabin here. I keep hitting the wrong buttons about gender. So for our first match, we're going to go ahead and do Chris Sabin, and we'll put him against Carmelo Hayes, even though he and Ilya is in a rivalry at the moment. I'll decide if we keep it that way or not. And we're going to put the championship on the line for this one. So that should be a good one there. Our first mid card, we'll do a women's match. We'll do Alexa Bliss. And we'll do Alexa Bliss versus Michin. We're going to go ahead and continue their rivalry. Our second mid match we'll do is going to be Zoey Stark, which the commission said my least popular wrestler had to wrestle this week. Zoey Stark is that person. And we'll go ahead and match up against Io Sky. That's the specialist versus cruiser, which works well. And then for our main event, we're going to do Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. That's going to be for the title. All regular matches right now. We'll start getting the gimmick matches the further we go down. We don't want to burn everybody out right away. And then our promo slot, the first one is we are going to change Angelo Dawkins over to a heel. Here we need to do the run-in. So Montez is gonna run in on Cody Rhodes, on John Cena. Actually, this is the wrong match for that. So we actually need to book Cody and John. Then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and do a charity promo here. Let's see who we want to use. Since they can do double booking, we use Chan for that. And then I'm gonna do an invasion promo, our first one. I'm gonna try and lessen this load as far as fans go. So we're going to use Cody Rhodes. And it says I can only invade on Adam Pearce. It's going to cost me an extra 6 stamina for that. So I'm fine with that. Cody has plenty of that. So we're going to book that. So that'll be our first invasion promo. We'll see how it works out. All right. So let's double check the card. Make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. See, already messed up. There's no run in here. We got to put that run in from Montez on John. This is why you always wrong button. This is why you always double check the card. Yes, I know. Using the run in means we can't spectate the match. All right. So it looks like everything is a go. Let's go ahead, lock it in. Commissioner's gold is filled. Promise is being fulfilled. So we're good to go. We'll go ahead and lock this in. So after this, we should be able to buy our first upgrade to the arena. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see if they reverse the matches, because I should be seeing my matches first. This is all NXT, as if my whole show got simulated. So this could be a glitch in the game. So let's see what happens. That's them, WCW. Here's Raw. Okay, so that is new this year, folks. This never happened in 2025. When you book your show, it's usually you run your show first and then the competition is second to that. All right, so I got freaked out there for a minute, but everything's good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with this first match, which is going to be Chris Sabin versus Carmelo Hayes. All right, Chris Sabin wins a 2.5. So I'm going to have to start really paying attention. So I need to start rearranging these matches. 2.5 stars. Rivalry started. That's what we want. So Chris Sabin rivalry begins. Angelo Dawkins promo went off without a hitch. He is now a heel. All right, our next match, Alexa Bliss versus Michin.
1, 2, that's 3. Ring the bell.
Alexa wins. 1.5 stars. Disappointing. Rivalry grows from level 1 to level 2. Always good to see that. John Cena hits the charity, gets us 4,500 fans. Thanks, Bitmatch John. That's going to come in handy. Our third match of the evening, Zoey Stark versus Io Sky.
1, 2, ring the bell.
Zoey Stark wins. Mediocre, 2 stars. New rivalry began with Io. Invasion promo, Cody Rhodes. We took 1,500 fans from Raw. Excellent promo. That's what we love to see. Brings us to our main event, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. John Cena wins despite the run-in. All right, so we got an okay booking. Our opening main event had the higher ratings, which is what we want. Than the Jason mid-card matches, but your show as a whole lacked excitement for the fans. So this is kind of a new thing. It usually was bad booking, poor opener, so we got to tighten up these middle matches. We usually will do some gimmicks, but we don't want to blow those off in the first 1 or 2 weeks. This is a 50-week season, folks, so we're going to have to pace that because of stamina. So, if you look at the match reports, Hayes and Sabin, They did a little bit better this week because of the fact that they are now heel versus face. As you can see, the new thing this year too is they tell you how much stamina each person loses because of that match. So I do like that. So the girls here, they took their rivalry up, but they only got like a popularity of 3. So we gotta tighten that up. We will go in here in the later matches here. You'll see how ChatGPT reacts and how I'll react to that too as well. So let's see where we are. Looks like NXT gained a total of 222 fans, 1,067,000 fans there. It looks like WCW gained 34,663 fans, 1,070,000 for them. Raw gains 46,178 fans despite the fans I took from them, 1,093,000. And we ended up getting 34,418 fans for 1,057,538 fans. We did take in $5,590 of the profit, which is not a lot. So our total budget was $699,399 right now. So our budget goes up, which is what we want to happen. We got the injury rehab 3 card, which we're going to need. Reduces injury for 1 superstar by 5 weeks if anybody ever gets injured. All right, so we are still sitting in 4th place. We are about 9,564 fans behind 3rd, 12,495 fans behind 2nd, and 36,260 behind 1st. Like I said, long way to go here, so we won't start panicking yet. All right, we're off to week 3, Cardiff, Wales. 2 weeks to Battleground, which means this is the last week before the PLE, before the Go Home show, which when we get there, I'll explain to you how those work because that technically is the PLE for each brand. Montez Ford says, good that you didn't screw me on that promise. Keep this up and I'll probably stay at SmackDown. And you can see his morale went to extremely happy, which is what we want. And John Cena says, that loser Ford attacked me during that last fight. I'm not going to stand for garbage like that. I want to settle things in the ring with him within the next 3 weeks. This is exactly what we wanted to happen. John's going to strike back. We're going to make that happen. That grows a rivalry, increases John's morale. He's extremely happy now that he's going to get his wish as well. All right, so there is the tick of the board for you right there. We got 4, still 4. We're going to catch up with that 1 week to Battleground, or 2 weeks to Battleground. 1 week to the Go Home show. Here's my GM assistant. You can see right now, these are all of our current rivalries that we have going on. You want to build rivalries and you want to keep building them because rivalries is what's going to get you those big fans. All right, so it is time. We'll go check the logistics, then we'll book our show. All right, so looking at logistics, we are upgrading. We can go, it looks like now, to tier 2, which is going to give us 8% show quality, 5,000 capacity, and $2 price. To compare that to the high school, we only got 5%, 2,000 capacity, $1.50. So this is going to help us tremendously. So that is now done. And now we save for tier 1 road crew. I like to try to upgrade everything as even as I can. Because I will tell you this about the game. When we get to the end of the season, any money we have does not transfer over. Now, somebody said that the power cards don't, unless they change something. That is not true. Last year, the years before, the year before that, all your power cards carry over, and you do get your new power cards for your GM and for your brand. So if you already have, like I do, if I have 2 Birth of Legends, when it's time for the new season, if I still have the same 2, I'm gonna have 3 now. So unless that's changed, we'll find out at the end of the year, they do carry over. Your money does not. So you want to blow all the money that you can. Make sure it's easy for you to upgrade when you go to the next season by buying the things you can this season. All right, let's go ahead and book our show. Right now, we're going to have a women's rivalry match. First match is going to be Alexa Bliss versus Michin. We're going to try to set that rivalry up to go on for the go-home show. It goes to level 3. Our mid-card match number 1. So it's going to be Chris Sabin versus Carmelo Hayes. That's going to be your men's championship match. All right, so then our third match of the evening would be another female match. We're going to bring in the legend, Trish Stratus, and we're going to have her go up against Liv Morgan. That should be one heck of a match there. And then your main event is going to be a grudge match between John Cena and Montez Ford. John Cena came and said he wanted a match of Montez because Montez ran it on him last week. We said, go handle your business, and that's going to be your main event. So I think what I'm going to do, because I think this is going to work better for the curve, is we're going to switch these 2 matches. We're going to put the championship match first, and we're going to put the first women's match second. Here's why. First is a championship match, so we get that championship boost. Second, Chris Sabin is a 20 ring experience, and Carmelo is a 10, and Alexa is a 10, and Michin is a 15. If this plays out right, the top match should spark that, and the bottom match should also be good, since Trish is going up against Liv and John's going up against Montez. They both have 10. So we'll see if that works. But in my mind, the way the game used to work, that should give us a good booking. All right, so now we're going to have a call out here. We're going to have, looks like we're going to have Montez call out John Cena. And we're going to do that before their match. It's going to build that rivalry even further. I'm loving this double booking this year. And it tells you he's only going to use another 6 stamina from him to do so. Then we're going to have Bianca Belair go ahead and do a self-promo for herself. And then we'll have Seth Rollins also do a self-promo for himself. So what this does, this keeps the superstars active without wrestling. In this case, we're challenging that double booking again. I'm loving it. And it's going well. Did we meet? We did not meet the commissioner's goal. So now I have to go back and fix that, because the commissioner's goal is to have our most popular heel and our most popular face, which means that John Cena cannot face Montez this week, because he's the most popular face and Drew McIntyre is the most popular heel. But I have 2 other weeks to do that. So we're going to switch that one up. That one should be a barn burner. And now you see that the Commissioner's Gold is now fulfilled. All right, we're almost ready to lock in this card. Just to keep you guys updated on ChatGPT. ChatGPT did make all these matches. I myself switched these matches, and then I told him that I switched those. So like I said, I'm running the show. He's the behind the scenes man. And when he doesn't get anything right or everything right, I tell him, and I don't get everything right, he tells me. But he has identified some things that we're going to do after the PLE. He's identified some teams that we're going to be able to open things up with. So that's coming in the coming weeks. Coming down here. So it looks like our card is set. We'll double check everything to be sure. Make sure we did upgrade to our logistics hall number 2, which we certainly did. And any power cards this week that we want to use, there is none right now. I am going to pick up, though, a Health Spa 2, and I'm going to pick up the Injury Rehab. These are the cards that you want to keep around in case things happen. So I'll happily spend 40 grand on that. All right, it looks like we're good. Commissioner's goal has been met. Everything's locked. Locking it in. And we'll run the card. Our first match, Chris Sabin versus Carmelo Hayes. Sabin wins again, holding on to the title. I was right, we got 3.5 stars. Great, that's what we want to see. Rivalry goes from level 1 to level 2. All right, then we have the call out for Montez to John. It went okay. Did not do anything for rivalry. Mid-card 1, Alexa Bliss versus Mi Chen.
1, 2, it's over.
Alexa pulls off the win. 2 stars mediocre. Rivalry goes level 2 to level 3. All right, so self-promo for Bianca got a good. She went up by 4 popularity. Our third match of the evening, the legend Trish Stratus versus Liv Morgan.
1, 2, that's 3. Ring the bell.
And Trish wins 1 star, which is shocking, a dull rating, but we did get a rivalry out of that from level 0 to level 1. And Seth Rollins self-promo got an excellent. He got 7 added to his popularity, which brings us to our main event, big match John Cena versus Drew McIntyre.
1, 2, it's over. Bring it.
John Cena wins. We get a 3-star, which is good. Rivalry grows from level 1 to level 2. All right, so we run all regular matches. We usually start blowing these gimmicks up starting next week. Let's see, Raw, there, same thing. So usually at the beginning we all run just normal matches. WCW, same thing. We don't want to kill off stars too early. And NXT, we all ran normal matches. So let's see, we got good booking, which we're getting better. We want that. So we had a 3.5 opener, a 2.0 mid, a 1.0 mid, and a 3.0 main event. The goal, what we wanted to do is want to book in that, which we did. We want the opener and the finale to be the good match. Why this one went so dull, I'm going to assume the class matchup, the match type didn't do anything for it either. Plus, there's no rivalry. There was no title match. So all of these things adds to that. So now that they've started a rivalry, though, you'll see that the match between them will be better. All right, let's see how we did. We actually gained 28,829 fans for a total of 1,086,367. And we made a profit of 57,153, which is excellent. Guys, let's go back and read some of these. Mention forcing a DQ in her match win the night. Trish Stratus is back in the ring after so long, so SmackDown she still got it. So people's happy about that. McIntyre looks like he's about to start looking around for other offers. You talk a good game on Tez, but my fist gonna do the talking. All right, so crowd was pretty all right with all that. So Raw now, they end up gaining 36,434 fans for a total of 1,130,232. WCW, they gained 33,479 fans for a total of 1,103,512. And NXT gained 33,048 fans for a total of 1,150,000. So not too bad. All right, we gained that power up. The next power card you purchase this week will grant 2 copies. That's for meeting the commissioner's goal. That is also a new card. So I'm glad to obtain one of those. We are still in 4th place. We are about 13,783 fans behind 3rd, 17,145 behind 2nd, and 43,865 behind 1st. No problem. Long season. We'll catch up. All right, so now we're going to Rockford, Illinois for season 1, week 4. This is Go Home Week. All right, so Triple H tells us, quick reminder, your fans want to see great matches, but they also want to watch a show with a lot of variety in its fights. To maximize your variety bonus, have at least 1 tag and 1 solo match. Book both male and female superstars in your fights and use superstars representing all 5 fighting classes across the match, which that is what we're planning to do now. That's our next strategy going forward, because that will open up right after the PLE and get us back on track. All right, time to map out this week's show. And it's going to tell you about Go Home Shows. It's Go Home Shows. Welcome to you, your first Go Home show. This is your brand's personal big show that occurs the week before every PLE, Premium Live Event show. This is a big opportunity to make a comeback or build a lead. You can gain 1 additional match to book, except on extreme difficulty. Any level 3 or 4 rivalries can be resolved. Try to save your best match for next week's big show, but be sure to utilize the features of the week. So how this works is, technically, this is the PLE for your brand. Because when we get to the PLE, you're going to see, unless they change that up, I haven't seen it, you usually can only send 1 male, 1 female. You can have a co-branded show. You'll see what that looks like when we get there. So all of our major rivalries we want to blow off here. This is the show before the big show, and we want to show up here very well. So let us go ahead and start looking to book this week's show. All right, after conferring with the War Room, here are the matches. Just to keep you guys abreast of what's going on there, I'll read you a little bit from ChatGPT every once in a while so you know that I am still using it. After I gave him all of the results from last week, here's what he said. Nice rebound on the opener last week. A 3.5 star title match is exactly the kind of anchor we want. Now we build the Go Home show to satisfy Triple H's variety requirement while completing the commissioner goal. We must ensure the cards include at least 1 tag match, male and female matches, all 5 classes across the card, 1 handicap match. We'll also use the show to boost morale and push rivalries before Battleground. The cool thing with using ChatGPT is he remembers all this stuff and incorporates it every time. So here is our card for the Go Home show. Now, what I have to do, if you ever decide to use ChatGPT, I forgot to do it this time, but I'm about to remind him right now. You'll hear me tell him this. You have to remind him that on the Go Home show, there is an extra match, or the matches he'll suggest will only be 3 matches with the weekly show, and that does not work. And on PLE weeks, you have to remind him that we don't have a full set of matches we can book. There's only 2 matches, 1 or 3 matches, 1 that we only control. So you're hearing me typing this to him right now. So I told him, remember, this is a Go Home week. So we have an extra match and promo. So we need opener, 3 mid cards, 1 main event. We also have 4 promo spots. It is imperative that you remind him of this all the time, because he always does seem to forget that, and remind him of PLE weeks. And then I remind him again when we're back to regular week. So he comes back, says, good reminder, Go Home weeks gives us an opener, 3 mids, 1 main, 4 promos. We must also satisfy, and he relists other things we have to satisfy. Handicap, 1 tag, male, female, use all 5, push rivalries, protect John Cena stamina. So Go Home card is going to be as follows. So our first match is going to be a tag match. He is suggesting that we do Chris Sabin and Fenix versus Carmelo Hayes and Montez Ford. Now, when I'm done booking this card, I will go back and challenge that because I don't see why we shouldn't have the Street Profits versus these two. The synergy is there to be a better match. Sometimes he doesn't think those things, so we'll clear up in a minute. Our second match is going to be a woman's rivalry match. It's going to be a one-on-one. So we're going to do Miss Alexa Bliss versus Michin. So hopefully we'll push this to level 4. Now, here is the problem. Sometimes in a PLE, a go-home show, a level 3 rivalry will blow off. We're hoping that does not happen. So now I contemplate, do I move their matchup between these two? Even though it's 4 kind of high-ranking people, rivalry gets a boost. So we'll see how that goes. Our third match is going to be the handicap match that Triple H says that we should have. 1 versus 2 is a handicap. This is going to be unique because he's suggesting that we do Kane versus Liv Morgan and Zoey Stark. So now we're going to get into a little bit of that intergender thing. It costs $5,000 and it does cost an additional 5 stamina. Now, if we got that right, Triple H thing should be green, and it is. So you have your handicap match there. Going to be very unique. And then our third mid card will be a one-on-one versus Bianca Belair and Asuka. Hopefully move that rivalry to level 2. And then our main event of the evening will be John Cena versus Drew McIntyre. We're hoping to push that rivalry to a level 3. And if we can do that, that means we have one safe one that we can blow off at the PLE. Between your go-home show and the PLEs where you get the most fans while you want to blow these off. I'm hoping this one doesn't blow off or this one, but we'll see what happens. All right, we're going to let Seth Rollins do a self-promo this week. Also, we're going to let Trish Stratus do a self-promo on herself this week. Also, we're going to have a call-out done. So we will have Liv Morgan call out Trish Stratus. And then for the last promo, we'll have a self-promo done by Cody Rhodes. Now, what this does is they're not wrestling. Some of these superstars have morale that's low. They're agitated. So this gets them to do something in the spotlight at that rate. So give me a second. I'm going to confer the War Room because I'm going to challenge the opener. I think that we should have the Street Profits be there. And if that's not the case, if we should switch those two. All right, so after going back to the War Room and conferring, I was told I was absolutely right. I also said I think this should be a title match. As you can see, we switched this match now. So now we have the Street Profits versus Chris Sabin and Rey Fenix for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Other thing I want to let you guys know about ChatGPT is sometimes you have to pull him back in line. He wanted to ask me a bunch of questions about PLE week, which is next week, and said we need to run this card. And so he was like, I was right. Because it's like everything is kosher for this. We don't have any power cards we need to use. So we're going to go ahead and lock this one in. All right, locking it in. Everything looks good. Welcome to our first Go Home show. It's NXT. You can see they're not running no gimmicks. They have a couple of title matches that they're running too as well. Simulate their show here. WCW, same way. Here's Raw. Doing the same thing. This year, we can't even go down. Used to be able to go down and click on their matches. Can't do that this year. And then it's our show. So our opener. Tag Team Championship match between Chris Sabin, Rey Fenix, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford. And Street Profits retain. We get a good 3-star rating. Rivalry begins between 4 Dawkins and Sabin Fenix. So we have a new rivalry going into the next week. Seth hits his self promo. He gets 2 popularity from that. Our second match, Alexa Bliss versus Mi Chen. And the winner goes to Mi Chen wins. We get a 2.5-star okay, and it completes their rivalry. So we wasn't trying to complete the rivalry here, but it did because it was 3 stars. Usually we would put a rivalry match in a gimmick match because that boosts the what we get back. And also, the higher the rivalry, the more points we get. But that's okay. We knew it probably would happen, so it did. So moving on. Trish herself promo gives her a population of 3. Good. Our next match is the handicap match. Kane versus Liv Morgan versus Zoey Stark. And the winner is...
That's it. Ring the bell.
Liv Morgan and Zoey Stark beats Kane. It was a 2-star mediocre match. No rivalry. Liv calls out Trish. The rivalry grows to level 2. Is that what we wanted? It was a good promo. Our 4th match, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Winner is...
2. That's 3. Ring the bell.
Asuka wins, gets a good rating. Rivalry grows from level 1 to level 2. Exactly what we wanted. Good match. All right, Cody Rhodes does a good promo. He gets population of 4 and brings us to our main event, John Cena versus Drew McIntyre.
1, 2. Ring that bell.
Big match. John wins again. It is amazing show. 4 stars. Rivalry grows from level 2 to level 3 like we wanted it to. All right, so we got good booking. We did exactly what we were supposed to do. So we got a 3-0 for the opener, a 2-5 for the mid, a 2-0 for the mid, a 3-0 for the third mid, and a 4.0 for the main event. We'll see why we got such a high thing there. So it says the popularity was good. The performance was good. The roles were good, right? So we had the exact roles that needed to be. Even though they were bruiser versus bruiser, it was a heel versus a face. The class matchups, what we got Dean for is the bruiser versus bruiser. So if this would have been the accurate classes, it would have got even a higher rating. Probably would have pushed it to legendary. And then there was a rivalry, so we got 2 points for that. So all in all, that was a good match, good card. We hit the drama curve. So it's like NXT gained 76,487 fans for a total of 1,176,637. WCW gained 66,130. So they're totaling at 1,169,642. Raw gained 79,805 for a total of 1,210,037. And we gained 68,433 for a total of 1,154,800 fans. So like we beat WCW in the fans this week. And we probably would have been higher if we knew that that rivalry is going to blow off and put it in a proper match. We got that limited stock sold out card from the commish. So we can select an opposing brand to double the price of their power cards in the store next week. All right, so we're still in 4th place. We are approximately 14,843 fans behind third, 21,837 fans behind second, which is NXT, and 55,237 behind Adam Pearce and Raw. Next, we go to Battleground Season 1, Week 5. This is the PLE. All right, we got a lot of emails, so let's go through them and see what's happening. Bubba Ray Dudley says, hey, my contract at SmackDown is up at the end of the week. Bubba Ray Dudley, I hope I've done a good job for you, but it's time to move on. This will be my final week here. So Bubba Ray Dudley is not opting to stay, so we're going to lose him. Trish Stratus says that her contract with SmackDown will expire at the end of the week. She'd love to stay at the brand for another 5 weeks, and I'm asking for $56,000. So I'm going to say let's talk figures to her and see if we get out of this either there or if we just part for the whole season. So I'm not going to lowball her. She is a immortal, and she would not take good to that. So I can sign her for $96K to extend her contract for 10 weeks, or I will go and give her $361,000 to stay with SmackDown to the end of the season. I'm not opposed to either. Let's see what our War Council has to say. So I kind of wanted to read to you guys what ChatGPT, the War Room, came back and said, because I want to show you how he breaks these things down. So what I told him basically was, we lost Bubba Ray. His contract was up. He did not want to extend it. He just wanted to go. And then I told him that Trish Stratus is also up, and gave him what the options were. She wants to stay. We can give $56K for 5 weeks, $96K for 10, or $361 for the rest of the season. Here is what his comeback was, which is why I love using ChatGPT. He says, losing Bubba Ray Dudley isn't a disaster. He wasn't tied into a major rivalry, and your roster depth can absorb that loss. The more important decision is what to do with Trish Stratus. Let's look at this like a GM, just not just a booker. Trish contract options is 5 weeks, $56K, which is $11.2K a week. 10 weeks, $96K is $9.6K a week. Rest of season, $361K is $7.2K a week. The long deal is technically the best per week value, but the total cost is a major chunk of your budget. Current situation, he says you currently have about $616,000. He's a little off. I have about $668,000 right now. If you sign her for the rest of the season, remaining money is about $255K, a little over $3,000, $300,000 actually with what I have. That is dangerously low for logistics upgrades, match stipulations, emergencies, power card opportunities. Early season liquidity is extremely important. Best option, 10 weeks, $96K. This is the sweet spot. Benefits, good value per week, keeps your budget flexible, covers a large portion of the early season, gives time to evaluate her usefulness. By the time the contract ends, you will have more revenue, a clear idea if she's a core piece of the roster. Strategic bonus, a 10-week contract also lines up nicely with early PLE cycle, mid-season push timing, rivalry arcs. If she becomes central to a big storyline later, we can extend again. Why not the 5-week deal? The $56K option saves a little money but causes constant contract management. That becomes annoying and risky if she's in a rivalry. So recommendation, sign Trish for 10 weeks, $96K. It balances flexibility and cost. This is what I say, if you put the right things in, you get it out. Now, it's not his fault he doesn't know the budget, because I haven't given him final numbers yet from the Go Home show, which I was in the midst of doing that. So then he will be correct on the budget, but he was in the ballpark. So I'll take his advice because that's where I was at anyways. We're going to sign Trish for another 10 weeks for $96,000. She says, great. Looking forward to staying with SmackDown. It did give her a small boost to her morale. So that does it for Trish. Triple H comes and tells us we've just bought a new physical trainer on staff. He's worked with a ton of major sports brands, cutting edge stuff. We can loan him to your brand to help train some of your superstars, help them recharge, recover most of their stamina. They will have to sit out a show, though. You can have him long enough to train Alexa Bliss and John Cena for $30K. I'd also be willing to bend the rules and lend him to you to train just one of those two for free. Your call. Okay, so we're going to choose to take the free option, and we're going to let him work with Alexa Bliss. Since Alexa just finished her rivalry, John is in one. We can afford to have her sit out this week. We cannot afford to have John sit out. Angelo Dawkins says, good old Cincinnati, time to give my adoring fans what they want. I better be on the card tonight or there'll be hell to pay. Woods. So Angelo's requesting to be on the card because we're in his hometown. Ilya Dragunov says, hey, boss, you've had me benched for a while, and I really want to get back in the ring. It's time you woke up and put me back where I belong. I want a match in the next show. I can't promise Ilya that because we're going to PLE, so this is where things get dicey. So I'm going to offer him to cut a promo instead. Because I don't know what the PLE is going to be, and we have to do the best for the team when it comes to who we put in the PLE. He says, okay, but I need to be back in the ring soon, so we will get Ilya back in the ring soon. And then Drew McIntyre says, John cheated me in that last match. I want a rematch in the next 2 weeks. So this rivalry just keeps going off by itself, which is good. We're going to say okay to that for Drew McIntyre. We'll give him that match. Then they're going to tell you about cross-brand premium live events, PLE. Welcome to your first cross-brand PLE. So I won't read all that to tell you what happens. So as you look now, it changes. If we look at booking the show, we have a women's tag team backstage brawl, which we only have one slot. So we only send one woman there. We have a mid card. Oh, just tell me, let me get out of that because I was like, how come it's not moving? So I'm explaining everything it just said. So we have an opener, which is a co-branded. We did have a mid card. The mid card show is the one that we control. Okay, so basically we put any match in here that we want. Usually if we have a few that's level 4, we'll put that here, blow it off with a gimmick. And then we have one promo slot. Then we have one main event, which is a men's event, which is going to be the Fatal 4-Way stage, steel cage, which we can only send one. So that's what's different now that they added these go-home shows and PLEs. That's why the go-home show is more of the brand's PLE, because when you get here, you only control one match and hope that it's good. Also, you send a representative you think that can win this, because usually you get big rewards. So like in this one, we'll get a car bowling point. Immediately increase all rivalries on your brand by 1 level. So if I win the main event and we win the opener, we get 2 of those cars. Plus, we get 5,000 fans and plus 3 superstar popularity for winning the opener. And if we win the main event, we get 1,000 fans and resolves any rivalries, granting an additional plus 1,000 fans for rivalry level resolved. So if the superstar I send is in a rivalry, it's going to settle the rivalry automatically and give us an additional 1,000 fans per rivalry level that we solve, which is why it's important to carry those to level 4. All right, so with that said, it is time to book this show, and we'll determine who we are going to send for the opener and the main event. All right, actually, before we book the show, let's handle a couple things. Go over to logistics. We're going to go ahead and upgrade to the backstage brawl. Backstage crew. So now that is going to up our show quality by 8%. Show cost compensation 1%, and unlocks backstage brawl and last man standing matches. All right, they do have a thing where you can boost the PLE. I don't have any assets. I just upgraded, and I usually never use those to come out okay. So we'll keep that going. We're going to go to power cards. I am going to use one of my network specials. Oh, that's right. I can't use network special because it's the one card that can't be used doing PLE. So they get saved from that. That would actually double my fans coming in. All right, so since all that's done and over, let's go ahead and book the show for the women's tag team backstage brawl. We've chosen to use Trish Stratus. That is because she is a ring level 25. She's an immortal and probably has the best chances of winning that. For the mid card, I hit the wrong one. For the mid card match, the one that we do control, we are going to blow off the rivalry. Okay, so since I can't have the match I wanted, which was an Inferno match, we're going to go with Hell in a Cell. That's going to be John Cena and Drew McIntyre. This will probably blow off the level 3 feud, which we are expecting it to. And I'm thinking I might put the world title on the line here. So that takes care of our mid-card show. And then for our main event, we're going to send Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin specializes in steel cage, and he also is a level 20. So he is our best chances, wrong button, to win there. So we should have Trish Stratus, Hell in a Cell match for John Cena and Drew McIntyre, Chris Sabin main event. Hoping to win at least one of these. Give us a big fan bonus, and we'll see what happens with that. So let's double check the card, and then we will finalize it and get on with the show. Okay, so see, it's a good thing I do check this because forgot to put in a promo. We're going to go ahead and do Seth Rollins self-promo here. So it boosts his morale a little bit. And that's when we double check cards. We're not going to make the commissioner's goal because he gives us these goals. He knows it's PLE. We only have one match, so we're not going to be able to do that. Unfortunately, we also got to break the promise to Angelo Dawkins and John Cena. Angelo Dawkins don't give us a choice. So he just said, if I won't be on the card, I'm mad. So we don't have a choice to say yes, no, in between. So it is what it is. It's how PLE works week. I can't talk today. It's how PLE weeks work. It puts us kind of in a pickle. So here we go. Let's finalize it. Let's hope that either Trish or Chris or both can bring home the win. So we're going to start with our opener, women's tag team backstage brawl. Trish Stratus versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley versus Jordan Grace. Let's see if Trish can bring it home for us.
1, 2, that's it. Ring the bell.
Trish Stratus and Raquel Rodriguez wins in a 4.5-star classic match. We just won the Boiling Point 5,000 plus fans and 3 superstar to popularity, 3+ superstar popularity. This is awesome. So we won one of the matches. Let's see if we can win the second one when it comes up. All right, so now we go into our mid cards. Mid cards here, just to let you know, since I can't simulate the whole show, we would have to go through each mid card and simulate that. If I go to simulate the whole show, to simulate everything. So we'll start with ours. Mid card, Hell in a Cell match, John Cena versus Drew McIntyre, blowing off their rivalry. Who gets it? John Cena comes off and he wins in a 5-star legendary. And unfortunately, what I feared, John Cena gets hurt for 7 weeks. Man, this year, the injuries are huge. But we have a card to help John out. He'll only be out for about 2 weeks. So, legendary match. Seth's self-promo works out good. Excellent. He got a +6 to his popularity. Mid-card for Nia Jax and Lita. Wrong button. Have to simulate these here. I think this is Raw. Nia Jax wins it. Legendary match there as well. Brock Lesnar won to popularity for his promo. Undertaker, Tank Ledger, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough. Winner, Undertaker and Tank Ledger. Everybody's cool with legendary matches so far. Tyler Bate, no popularity gain. Solo Sikoa, Shawn Spears, Akira Tozawa, and Otis. Solo and Shawn wins, legendary. Shawn Spears was injured for 5 weeks. They completed their rivalry. Tiffany Stratton gets 2,500 fans for her company. All right, so now that brings us to the main event. Bronson Reed versus Chris Sabin versus Gunther versus Ken Shamrock. We have 3 champions in this match. Let's hope ours can bring it home. Here we go. Winner is Chris Sabin. Let's go. So we win both of the matches. Chris Sabin won as the second Boiling Point card, plus gained 1,000 fans and resolves any rivalries, granting an additional 1,000 fans per rivalry level resolved. So, worked out great, PLE. All right, so now it's the post-PLE showdown breakdown. It's kind of the same as the regular one. This is going to show us how we rated and what we did. It's going to tell us what everybody did at the show. So it says collaboration between SmackDown and Raw won the opener. The main event was won by SmackDown. The card quality was also boosted the most by SmackDown. So for us, it was a triple win, and we won the whole show because of the fact that we were able to get both wins in the opener and the closer, and we had the most value in matches. 5.0 matches for us across the board for the mid card. 5.0 for Raw, 5.0 for WCW, 5.0 for NXT, 4.5 stars for main event, 4.5 stars for opener. What a great card. Take a look here and see. Cena McIntyre did complete their rivalry there. So everybody's rivalry is pretty much completed, which is what we shoot for here. There was our main event. There was no active rivalries. And there is our opener. So we did a fantastic job. Then it has the gaining more fans and PLE shows. It says you can receive a PLE victory fan bonus from PLE shows. You receive 5,000 fans when any of your superstars win the opener or main event. So basically we got a 10,000 fan push because we won both. And then the arena profits during PLE weeks, brand share, arena logistics stats when determining the ticket sales payout. Arena crowd capacity is determined by the largest arena owned across all brands. Ticket prices average across all brands' current ticket prices. No PLE logistic bonuses. Example, WrestleMania are still unique to each brand and only apply their bonus to brands who purchase them during PLE weeks. So maybe at WrestleMania, I decide to spend that $50,000 for that PLE brand boost. So we all share in that ticket sellout. So if you look over here, you see the PLE Victories fan bonus gave us 10,000 extra fans. Other fans, we got 6,000 on top of that. And then for our total profit, we got $29,020 in that. So we took kind of the lion's share because of our double wins. The ticket sales payout was $8,750. Total fans that was at the arena was 1,327,704. So when it says across the largest arena, that means if I'm the only one that upgraded to the next venue, then I would have the largest arena, and that's when they base their ticket sales on. So we did gain 172,904 fans for a total of 1,327,704. All right, on Raw, they gained 142,889 for a total of 1,352,926 fans. WCW gained 137,327 fans for a total of 1,306,969. And NXT gained 128,367 fans for a total of 1,305,004. So it looks like that we won the week when it comes to fans, and we moved up solidly to number 2. What a jump. That's why I tell y'all, it ain't about where you start, it's about where you finish behind all the weeks. And that PLE jumped me to second. Not that far ahead of third, but we're gaining some ground. So we are now in second place. We can't rest on our laurels, though, because we are only 25,222 fans behind first, but we're only ahead of WCW by 20,735 fans. So this is a prime example that one show can turn everything around, and being that we won the whole PLE, that helped us. So now we went from last to chasing first. So this is good. All right, so it's trading time. So I'll just tell you what they're trying to tell you here, the trade secrets and all that kind of stuff, so you don't have to read it. So basically, after every PLE, we get to trade. Now, we can decide to close our window out, or we can entertain and say we want to trade somebody. I have no one from my roster I ever usually want to trade. At the very top, we see trade attempts. There is, I think, 5 trade attempts, but now unless they widen, it used to be only 3 trade attempts, which you get 5 to do so. This year, though, it looks like it's going backwards. So usually I get the first, pick to trade, but no, it's still NXT up here. So I think whoever's in what position, they get that. So this is when we confer with ChatGPT. I tell them what the trades are, and we laugh because we haven't gotten to mine yet, but usually I close my trade window. But now you're looking at your first trade, which is laughable because Nick Aldis wants to give us Charlie Dempsey and Ricky Saints for Stephanie Vaquer and Ilya Dragunov. Now, this is kind of dangerous because what they do is they go after morale hunters. And they're saying that Stephanie Vaquer and Ilya Dragunov now are very extremely mad. That's always kind of funny to me because they were just okay before the trade and before the PLE. So let's entertain this trade, and most likely we'll end up rejecting it. All right, so we declined the first trade. Now we're on to the second. WCW wants to give a Charlotte Flair for Natalya and $100,000. This one's actually kind of interesting, so I may entertain this one. My apologies again. I keep forgetting to show you guys we rejected the other trade, and we're also rejecting this trade as well. Does not suit us. Now I think they should give us an option to offer a trade or not. And no, Pierce King's back and he says he drops some money. We still declining that. Won't give him 2 of my valuable stars. He's really trying. He comes back now with a third offer of $132,000. So they really want Stephanie and Ilya. Not going to budge. He's all the chances. Now comes to us. Now it says trade secrets. When trading against a CPU opponent, you'll have to make logical trades or risk increasing the GM's frustration. If the opposing GM gets too frustrated, they will refuse to trade with you until a later date. So all I want to know is, see, does it show me cards? It does not. I thought there was a spot. Oh, I was on one. So here we go. Power card. Let's see what power cards they have. This is War. Opposing brand to have 5 members of the superstars that cannot be booked in matches. Instigator, which is Pierce's card. 4 times per season increases the levels of all active rivalries. Network special. Boiling Point. So I don't know where he got one of those from, but I know I won that one from. I won 2 of those just now. Oh, Battleground, because just right, there was partners, so it was me and Raw. So of course he got one there. We already have one of those. Speed 2-bit arena. All right, so that shows us who he has for cards. This is War. We don't mind having that card. Let's see, this is War. And see, I tell him I give him 50,000. And we'll propose that trade. And I knew he would turn that down. Also, though, it gives us a look into who he has for talent. See what he has over here that we can steal. Remember, I have cheat code. So I don't really have to trade with you if I want him. So if I want Rey Mysterio, I can just go and take him. But he has Rey. Xavier is hurt. He has some good people over there. All right, but we don't have anything we want to trade there. So this is where I actually close my trade window. And now we go to Toronto, Canada, season 1, week 6. I mean, we're focused away from Money in the Bank. Let's look at these emails real quick. Eric Bischoff says, your roster may be hot stuff right now, but my talent is on the up and up. We'll make sure this victory sweep doesn't happen again. And I was going to say, I got the best of the best. And he says, oh, we're quaking with fear. Give me a break. Nick Aldis says, I'll have to say, you really crushed it with that last show. Game recognizes game. I guess I was barely trying. Good luck keeping up, though. Thanks. I have to give credit to the Superstars, though. They're doing the heavy lifting. I'll say that. Sure, but it wouldn't be nearly as good without you. I've got some work to do. Triple H says, look, you need to take better care of your superstar. So he's mad because John Cena got injured. We kind of knew that he would. We was hoping he wouldn't. He was at 37 stamina. So he's giving us a health power card. which I can send a superstar to the health spa where they can recoup some energy. He says it's too late for John, but I have to wait until he's recovered. We have a little card for John. And so he just gave us a health spa 1. So thank you for the free card. I can always use free cards. Adam Pierce says, your show really topped the charts. How'd you manage to pull that off? I said, I listen to my stars from my cast wisely, which I do. Words to live by. Nice job, but I'll get you next time. Drew McIntyre says, thanks for the rematch against John. That didn't go the way it should have, but I appreciate the opportunity. Angelo Dawkins is probably mad. You don't even put me on the card in front of my home crowd. Do you have any idea how disrespected that makes me feel? I'm starting to think you don't care about my needs very much here. This is why I hate the way they do PLEs now, because of things like this. And they don't tweak the game so that we don't get this. So Angelo Dawkins, I know it's his hometown. Maybe they should have gave us an extra match from the BN, but we weren't able to put him in the match. Then Ilya Dragunov says, hey, what the hell happened to my promo? I could have done a great job on the mic. Ilya says, SmackDown has been the pitch for me so far this season. I think I forgot to put him in a promo. So Ilya is mad now. All right, so now it comes time for shake-up cards. These things changes the trajectory of the show. We have 3. Yoink. We can steal a power card from each opponent next week. Cannot steal GM or brand power cards. Cruiser PR training. All of your cruiser superstars get +3 promo skill. Or extreme tables. Extreme rules and table matches are free, but participating superstars lose more stamina. So after conferring with the War Council, we are going to select Yoink. All right, guys, that leads us to show week 6. 3 weeks away from Go Home Show, 4 weeks away from Money in the Bank. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for this episode. Come back for the next episode and we will play another 4 weeks so that we can go to the next PLE. The goal is to get to the PLE every week, do at least those 4 or 5 weeks. So we're ahead of the game. It's going to be a long grind because we have 50 weeks now, not 25. So it's going to be a lot more episodes. So thank you for tuning in for this one. Again, you've been watching the WWE 2K26 GM mode ChatGPT War Room Edition. I've been your boy Cena. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace, love, keep rocking out. If you guys have anything to pray about, let me know. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.